Morning, folks. I just thought, since I'm driving on this beautiful moist morning, I talk about registration. Now, as I've said in a previous video about acts and statutes, they're by consent, and if you look in the law books, it says if you register something, you hand over title to it. So when you go and buy your car, it gets registered. So you've just handed over title, which is why your logbook, your V5, says registered keeper, not the owner. Because you've already handed title to it. Now you write to DVLA and ask them if they can pay the repair bill since they're the owner, or can they pay your parking fine because they're the owner. They get a bit shirty about it, and they refuse. Well, if they was following the letter of the law, they would pay it. And same goes for your children. When you get your birth certificate, that's a bond certificate. That gets floated on the New York Stock Exchange, believe it or not, and creates a Sescovy trust. And everything that you use in society from that point on is paid for out of that Sescovy trust. And if you're paying stuff again, like for NHS treatment and stuff, so you're paying twice. Because they'll still access, as soon as you sign on a piece of paper, that's a contract. But then they can access the Sescovy trust. So I just wonder when people are going to start to realise, but more importantly, how can we actually change it? Because they've got all the big boys in black Kevlar jackets, guns, and we're just flesh and blood people, men, not people. A person is a corporation. So I find it that I talk about all this stuff and I research into it, and then I think the only way we can do it is to stick together, to get little local groups. The reason that the anti-fracking campaign has been so successful in this country is because it's not one big group. They can target one big group. They've done it with such nefarious organisations as the British National Party. When you've got a big organisation with a head, they can cut the head off and the rest of the organisation's screwed. But with something like the anti-fracking, you'll find that you've got little old ladies sitting down in the middle of a bridle path and stopping a lorry from accessing it. The police can't be seen to go in there and just smash her over the head with a baton, or murder them like they did with that newspaper seller in London, because they're just people from the local village, people power, and ultimately that's so powerful. There hasn't been a single frack in this country yet, and I'm sure there won't be, and that'll be purely because people are getting off their arses and slowing them down. I mean, the fracking industry in this country is already impossibly in the red. All these companies are running at a loss, and they're getting such a huge amount of opposition, and it's all organised from the local pub or the local village hall, and it's awesome. People power. We have got the power. When the order followers and that come up against a group of passionate people, they don't know what to do, because you're just not rolling over and saying, oh yeah, I'll do that without question. And now that people are beginning to understand what all this fiction's about, all these acts and statutes, is just about control. It's not about right and wrong. You know, when did you last hear of justice in the courts? It's not about right and wrong. It's about, the courts are about making money. The lawyers and solicitors, their first duty is to the courts. So if you engage a solicitor, you're deemed to be not fit to represent yourself. So you have to, if you go to court, represent yourself. Now, I did this a few years ago, and as it turned out, I was actually in the wrong. But I turned up. I thought I was in the right, by the way, or I wouldn't have bothered going. But I turned up, and the guy I took to court didn't turn up, so I won. And it's all about representing yourself. She made a common law judgment. That judge made a common law judgment. She couldn't have done anything else apart from throw the case out. But she was so angry because she was fed up with people not turning up to court. But if you engage a solicitor or a lawyer, again, they require paperwork to send you to jail. And if you've engaged a solicitor, he can sign that paperwork. So effectively, you're paying for somebody to sign a bit of paper to send you to jail. It's mad, isn't it? So if you refuse to sign it, he can sign it. Whereas if you refuse to sign it, and refuse to give your name, refuse to sign anything, or if you're forced to sign with V.C. in front of it, which means under duress in Latin, and it's null and void, then there's nothing you can do about it. I was talking to somebody at the British Constitution Group Winchester convention this year, and he got sent down for contempt of court because he was representing himself. Now, sending him down for contempt of court is actually illegal in the first place, and it's a breach of court rules. But there you go, they did it anyway because they don't really give a shit about their own rules. You know, if it's not going well for them, they'll just make up the rules as they go along. And he refused to give his name when he was taken to the local prison. He refused to fill out any paperwork, he refused to take any paperwork, and he wrote a letter to the prison governor basically saying, you know, you've got me here illegally, you don't even know my name, and when I get out of here I'm going to prosecute you. Anyway, he was out in 2 days. With no paperwork, nothing from the courts either, funnily enough. The prison warden said, what's your name? And he said, surely you should know my name, you've brought me here. So when they come up against people who are not afraid, they really don't know what to do, because you're just not towing the party line like some mindless slave, which is what they want you to be. They want you to just say yes sir, you know. If they ask you to jump, you've got to, you know, ask how high, or just jump, just do what you think. But when you say, well, hang on a minute, I don't really want to jump, why should I jump? What gives you the power to make me jump? And they get all sheepish then, and they'll threaten you. I had the council come to the door the other day because I hadn't filled out the voter registration forms. We hadn't even had them, to be honest.